it begins by first recognizing that Platonism itself is not a monolithic study or discipline. What it means to be a Platonist has had ever wide and expanding and beautiful, sometimes simplistic interpretations. But we're going to begin with a Platonic way of life, right? Which is passing the torch of the immortal soul and the value of understanding that the human condition is one of homotheosis, of becoming like a god, right? And that this is not a task for your own self-aggrandizement or ego, but it is a sense of duty and love and commitment, a fidelity, if you will, to the good, the true, the beautiful, all of those wonderful Platonic ideas, but not ideas that are off in some never land. When you think of it that way, you're making a category mistake. You're applying space and time to the ideas as if they have their own realm. Of course, we talk about it that way because language demands that we use things like realm or sense of the spheres, where in which we have to imagine physical ideas. But that's the way we get into it. That's the magic of language. And when you read Nietzsche, right, and you remember that Nietzsche was first initiated, so to speak, into philosophy through the Greeks, right? Through the Mediterranean world and all the mythological grandeur and exploration and thalmusane or wonder that was evocative of the tragic age and even earlier. So the fact that he chooses Zarathustra shows that he's dancing in this world of myth that populated the world and people's ages and ages ago. He's saturated with all of those mysteries. And one of the things he learns is the same Platonic spirit, right? And also Platonism as he knew it in the 19th century. That's what he's raging against. He is raging against a silly dim-witted version of Platonism that talks about chairness and talks about escaping and fleeing this world in a way that is problematic and reinforces an analytic philosophy as a logical discipline that is about virtue that we all know means sobriety and we all know means temperance in the sense of just doing things in a moderate way versus no, this kind of invention, this giving birth to virtue, as Diotima would say, but so would Nietzsche in Zarathustra's voice of the bestowing virtue, that when you reach this state of the overman, right, or the beyond the human, because every true philosopher who has a great personality, according to Nietzsche, is going to give birth to these ideas, these children, he calls them, paralleling very much Diotima and the Symposium. And when you do this, you give the opportunity for another free spirit, another individual who has that fire, that lightning, that je ne sais quoi, that says, no, I'm not satisfied with just this life. Give me one more, right? He says, let's do it again. And so ultimately, yeah, the same spirit of the more than human, right, and how it motivates and saturates our embodied life. I'll go into that in detail with regards to Nietzsche's conception of evolution and will to power, will to life, the transformation of the last man into the stages of life's way, to use a Kierkegaardian expression, but the movement from the life of the camel, the lion, the child, yeah, all of it will be included in this course. And so.